All right. What's up, y'all? Your boy blew up on here. Sorry, it's a little bit windy out here. I'll try to hide in the corner of my porch here. It's still windy. But nah, yeah, things got a little crazy on last night's show. I shouldn't have let Dora get me that worked up. I was yelling. She really got me worked up. And I was drunk. What up, Urban Odyssey? Yeah, but if you go to last night's show, sorry, I don't have any way of clipping it for y'all on JDA. Um, but on last night's show on my main channel, I think I was only on my main channel, unless I was on JDA as well. I can't remember. I think I might have been live on JDA. Anyways, last night's show was called Time to Party, I'm in a Good Mood. I think that's what it was called. And if you skip ahead into where LB joins, shortly after Dora joins, and we got into it pretty good. I was on JDA as well. Yeah, I have been going live on all the channels lately. What up, Tony? Jay's Wake Up, dude. What? You watched it? Yo, I guess it's on JDA as well, but I want people to go to my main channel. Anyways, if you, like I said, if you skip ahead to where LB joins shortly after Dora joins, and I mean, I guess it was a pretty good show. It might have been entertaining for people to watch me rage out on Dora and Dora yell at me. Um, I was just trying to chill and have a good time and party. And Dora wants to join and start yelling at me. Got me all worked up. I think I'm actually getting ready to go get a beer and a shot. Yeah, it's a little embarrassing to let Dora get me worked up like that and how I was yelling at her. I don't know. I guess I had my beer balls on and I was just drunk. And said some things. This year's grow going to be awesome. What up, just a nobody? What happened with Dora? Well, she joined to defend LB, basically, right? And then her and I just started attacking each other on personal shit. Like she gets on me for drinking too much, for um not being a big part of my kids' lives right now. And I got on her for abandoning her kid and leaving her husband for some other dude. And she tried to say it was so she could lose weight and get her weight loss surgery. Why couldn't she do that at home? And it took her so long after she moved out to finally get the surgery. Like, I don't understand her logic there. Like, she had to abandon her kid and leave her husband to go live with some other dude to get a weight loss surgery. Then what is she planning on going back? What's going on there? Then she tried saying it's only been a year. No, she's been living there for way more than a year. But yeah, basically, we were just chilling. LB joined, and then he asked me something like if I was writing a book on him. And then I started explaining the chapters, the first three chapters, and I called him out for what he did to Lady Mistress. And that's when Dora joined, and all hell broke loose. Lady Mistress actually ended up joining and bonding with Dora a little bit over hatred for me for bringing it up. I thought that was a little peculiar. I got my plants outside now. I got 4 new. I got 4 new strains. It is what it is, just a nobody. But yeah, like I said on last night's show, most of my hatred for LB isn't from, yeah, I stand up for Lady Mistress, and what he did to her was wrong. But then what he did to my channels, that's my main hatred for LB after he took down my channel. I mean, that other stuff's none of my business, but when he took down my channels, that made it my business. I mean, that really was a big loss for me, losing all my channels. In my original main channel I had since 2007 that I had lost and got back, but then got taken away again because of LB. Oh man, that was devastating. What up, Frank Rizzo Jerky? I don't think either of us won. It was just kind of sad. I was drunk talking shit. I called Dora out for abandoning her kid, and she tried to say it was to lose weight. I just thought that was funny. They're gonna be mad, laugh out loud. Yeah, I'm just letting y'all know about the drama. It was on JDA. But I want people to go to my main channel. I think that's where most of the chat was, anyways, in my main channel. So, yeah, like I said, I can let the thing go about LB and Mistress. I cannot talk about that anymore. Okay, I'm not going to talk about that anymore. But what he did taking down my channels, of course, I'm still going to talk about that. And that's why me and LB still got a beef. And I think we'll always have a beef, is because he took down my channels. And consequences will never be the same. But yeah, if people ask, like, why did LB take down your channels? I'm just going to have to tell them I can't talk about that. That's classified information. What led up to that? I can't talk about that anymore out of respect for the person it affected. So she ditched her kids so she could lose weight. I don't know about that story. Yeah. And as she tried saying that she's only been gone for a year. No, she's been living with her quote unquote bestie for way more than a year. I can guarantee you that. I mean, yeah, she says she talks to her kid on the phone sometimes, but still, I don't know why she had to up and leave like that. And I kept my mouth shut about it for the longest time out of respect for Dora, because we were cool. But then all this shit happened with LB. So yeah, from here on out, no more talk about the LB and Mr. situation. That situation is no longer going to be addressed. But LB taking down my channels and me taking down his channel, that beef will never die. What made you flip on Dora now? No, Dora. Well, I flipped out on Dora because she was yelling at me and defending LB. And then we just got really heated. Things got heated last night between her and I. But I didn't flip on Dora. She flipped on me when the shit with LB and Mistress happened. She took his side. I thought y'all were tight friends. I was surprised to hear you turned your back on her and threw her under the bus. I didn't turn my back on her. She turned her back on me and started attacking me and shit, calling me out for liking the drink and stuff. Dora thinks she's hot because she gathered once. Be walked a mile there. I don't know. You could get rid of your kids to lose weight. I should tell my brother that. Well, yeah, Dora went to the gathering. Um, and we were hotel ninjas. We gathered together, but we basically took over Silver Stasher's camp. If you don't know who Silver Stasher is, he runs with the Unbreaded crew and goes on customs panel and chat a lot. I don't know if Unbreaded's still doing shows. I'm not subscribed if they are. I don't know. But no, we met up with Silver Stasher and Dora basically took over his main big comfy chair, fold out chair he had, took over his chair and just sat there at his camp while me and my friends walked around the grounds and whatnot. And she just sat there back at Silver Stasher's camp with the fan on her and in his chair, and he had to sit in a metal fold out chair. I did drink all his beer though. I feel bad about that. We basically just took over his camp. Dora was sitting in his chair the whole time, and I drank all his beer. Then I threw up and slipped in my own throw up and fell on my butt in the throw up. What made you flip on Dora now? I thought y'all were tight friends. She ran. Who cares what you do? You don't see us. Who cares what you do? You don't see us bitch at her because she eats too much. Well, not anymore. She finally got the weight loss surgery. Um, she finally got the weight loss surgery, so she can barely eat. You know, with the gastric bypass, I believe she got. She can only eat very little every day. So she is losing weight. She finally got the surgery and she is losing weight. Now she just needs to work out so she can have energy and strength to walk around the gathering grounds if she ever gathers again. Not just sitting back at someone's camp under the shade. When you gather, you got to gather hard. For his chair, his sight, and his beer still sucks for Stash. Um, I mean, he was offering me beer, and I kept on drinking it. Yeah, but yeah, that's why Silver Stasher actually was avoiding me the following year. I went in 22 and 23. We chilled in 22, but in the gathering of 23, which was the Wicked Clowns from Outer Space theme, I think. I forget what the theme was. The first one was the Gathering of Dreams in 22. That was the Gathering of Dreams. And 23 was to do with aliens and shit or something. But anyway, Silver Stasher was avoiding me and the people that I gathered with the second year I gathered. And but we found him. My boy was walking around looking for acid, and he found Silver Stasher's campsite where because we knew his truck and whatnot. I think he had the same tent. We knew what his tent looked like. But anyways, he found his campsite and he came back to where we were at with my friend. We were hotel ninjas, but the people I was with knew people that were camping out, and we would chill with them too. And well, we were back at someone's camp, and he comes back and says, "Hey, I found Silver Stasher." So we went and woke him up. Said, "Hey, we found you, man. What's up? How you doing?" And we just chilled, kicked it for a minute, and then respectfully left. We didn't take over his campsite that year, but we woke him up and we just bullshitted for a minute, talked and stuff. And I was already drinking a beer. I didn't even ask Silver Stasher for a beer because I was already drinking one, respectfully, you know. But I did feel bad about that though back in 22 when we took over his campsite. Watching her battle the hill, even God chuckled. You know about the hill? What have you gathered at Thornville, Ohio? At what's it called? You barely took up any of the sites. She took up a lot. Yeah. Yeah, there was a couple big hills at Legend Valley. That's what it's called. Yeah, Legend Valley. Yeah, been there. Yeah, there's a couple big ass hills. And yeah, we got her up there. The one time we had to call what's it called? We had to go find them, not call them, but something to do with Juggalos in Need or something like that, or some shit like that. The Juggalo something crew. Well, anyways, they had a golf cart, and instead of Dora battling the hill and having to take breaks every 30 seconds, we got her the golf cart to take her back to the car one night. I remember I was actually live on YouTube and I said, yeah, we're just chilling, waiting for the golf cart to come back for Dora. And someone cut me off. It's like, hey, you don't need to talk about that. I didn't even realize like what I was saying at the time, but out of respect for Dora, I did not talk shit about her gathering and not really gathering. Um, but after all this shit with LB happened, then yeah, her and I just aren't cool anymore, and I called her out on her bullshit. Things were said. Consequences will never be the same. I thought she was a good friend from back in the day. Um, but she turned on me. She had to call the golf carts to tow her ass like a tugboat at sea. She did not gather. She sat, complained, and took over people's shit. Fuck, man, if I was 400 pounds and someone gave me a free ticket, I'd make sure I could move and not disturb other people's fun, but that's just me. Oh, Silver Stasher bought her ticket too. Silver Stasher actually donated $100 towards her ticket, I believe, because me and Dora were chilling trying to raise money for the gathering. And I think I had my ticket secured. Did Silver Stasher help with that? I can't remember. I should be able to remember that. No, I had my ticket secured, but then Silver Stasher donated 100 to Dora to help with her ticket, and we had to ride my people's. Went and picked up Dora, and then they came and picked up me. That's when I saw how big Dora's butt was. Um, and then we went back to my people's place in Maryland, and then spent the night there, I think, or was still there for a couple hours, and then went up to the gathering. And yeah, we had to stop a couple of times so I could pee because I was drinking. That was a little, I know that was probably a little annoying to the people that took us and were driving. I kept on having to stop to pee, and I was having trouble peeing. Cause I get pee shy when I'm like pulling over on the side of the road or something like that. Like I need to go to a gas station. Well, we finally made it to a rest stop, and I had to pee for like 2 minutes straight. It was just draining out of me. But yeah, she was gifted a gathering experience and didn't even really experience the gathering. She just sat on her ass and smoked weed the whole time. She made it down to the stage a couple of times. She battled the hill and made it down to the stage to watch ICP. And I think she actually went and caught Ouija the first, yeah, the first year I was there. Dora was there, and when I was passed out back at Silver Stasher's camp, when I had passed out and or slipped on my own throw up and stuff, I was passed out back at Silver Stasher's camp and missed Ouija playing, and I really was upset about that because I really wanted to see Ouija play. I caught him the next year. I barely remember it because I was tripping and drunk, but I missed them the first year because I was passed out drunk back at Silver Stasher's camp. But yeah, I really wanted to try to gather this year if it was going to be at the same spot in Ohio, but they moved it. I guess we're not welcome back at Legend Valley. Um, I think rumors are is that the owner got tired of like fucked up porta potties and just trash and stuff like that, and people dying. I think people ODing and dying at the gathering. Combination of all those things maybe is why we're not welcome back at Legend Valley. Yeah, I think I heard Shaggy talking on the Shaggy show that people were like burning down porta potties and shit last year. Yeah, well, I think I'm gonna go take a shower, brush my teeth, and then walk to the liquor store. So yeah, I don't know. Just to nobody, if you're still watching, don't forget to slap a like on it. And if you want to check out last night's show, it was pretty wild. Skip ahead to where LB joined, and then shit hit the fan. All right, then, y'all. I'll talk to you in a bit. Whoop whoop.